Okie dokie, here's day 22 of the die candy. So let's see what we've got today. Can you help me? Come on, help me. Okay. Oh, there you are. You're helping me. Of course. And there's the other help. Right. Okay, this is a red one. The screen looks lighter than it actually is, but we'll see. My phone's being funny again. But I'll take a picture and see what happens. What do you think? That's a nice color? Of course it is.
Good morning. It is the 23rd of December, 23rd day of Vlogmas. Not that I've done every individual day, but it's Christmas Eve. If you know you're like me and you celebrate Christmas, that's my tradition. And it's one of my favorite days of the year, Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve. So yeah, I wanted to show you what I have planned. Well, sort of show you what I have planned for my Christmas Eve class cast on. It is a secret test knit, so you won't hear too much about it. But it's for Michele Fraz Knits. Michele, she has a wonderful channel. I found out about her from Anne of My North Knit Corner, which has another lovely channel as well. Because she tested, I believe, the Trim the Tree socks, which were going to be my Christmas Eve cast on, but I'm going to wait and do that for Christmas in July, I think, because Michele posted on one of her most recent episodes that she had a secret test knit call that's very secret. All she could say was that it was going to be for a top. Happily, I got in. I'm doing two secret test knits after not doing any for a year because just of all the things that went on. But yeah, why not do it all at once right at the holiday season? Actually, this one only starts in January, but we have an Instagram group and it seems full of good chat. So anyhow, what I decided to go for is that Farmer's Daughter Fiber was having a sale while I was here visiting in the US, so I decided I would splurge. Well, actually, it wasn't even a splurge. It was a very good value. So it was a pack called Winter Blues, and it was 6 50-gram skeins for $50. So that was 300 grams for $50, which is hand-dyed yarn. That's a very good price. And it's, well, there's the label. And it's on the Pinter DK. So I don't know if that exact base is being discontinued. Maybe that's why they were on sale, but it's a 75-25 DK weight, and there are 6 in the skein. Now the 6th one was a dark, a lovely brown, but that's not going in my top. So I had done a swatch. Oh, we're blowing out a bit, but it's not too bad. Okay, that's probably better to get the colors. It's a fade. And then we have a bit more of a jump here into the very last one. And I swatched with a lot of different of the yarns that I had here in the US from the stash, some of mine, some of my late mother's. And I just, again, none of them were bringing me that joy that I wanted to do for this top. So I wanted to use this set. I really, really did. But I didn't have quite enough to make a top. So I looked online, and would you believe they still had a set? This will be my Christmas Eve cast on secret test knit. Yay!
Hello, it's the morning dog attention, and in the midst of it, the die candy. 23 in the middle of this bundle. Okay. Now, it's actually a little bit orange. I'm not sure whether what I'm seeing there is what comes on the film when it's actually play it back. But that looks to me like it's showing really orange, and it's not. It's kind of a more reddish. But we shall see. There. Very nice. Okay.
Pappy's come up for his treat, and look what he's wearing. He's wearing a Merry Christmas bandana collar. Oh, so gentle. Yummy in the tummy. We see your Merry Christmas. Christmas Eve. A bad thing happened, and it's my own fault because I was trying just for a hat for me with a thick yarn, and it was too thick. It was working fine at first, actually. I didn't think it was a problem, but it must have got caught because it was kind of hairy, and it pulled back this pin head, but I super glued it. Seems pretty good. I was letting it dry overnight because I still have 1 or 2 hats to crank. So wish me luck. You can send some good juju to that as well. Send the good vibes that will be sturdy and hold. Yeah. Oh. Look, it's glued it. I thought I wiped it so it wouldn't. It's glued the pin upwards. I've totally fecked it. Maybe I can do some jiggery-pokery around in there. Maybe I can poke around in there. I thought I didn't let it drip, and Dad was like, that glue doesn't drip. This is not good. I mean, for $33 though, I've made 10 hats on it. It doesn't really owe me anything, but I want it to work because I would like to make more things on it. But at the same time, it won't be a huge disaster. It was what? $3.30 per hat that I've made. Made them all in about an hour each. I would never have been able to knit them in that time, so okay. Wish me luck. Okay, anyhow, let's, before I get into that, let's light the candle. Today's the 23rd, Christmas Eve. So let's light the candle to delicious anticipation and savoring of the moment. So if you're someone that enjoys Christmas, and I know not everyone does, or whatever holiday or whatever thing might be happening for you that you know is coming up and you're excited about, sometimes it's so nice to just enjoy that anticipation of what's coming. So I think that's why Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve are like my favorites. So yesterday I didn't film because I was so busy with all those hats, but in the Republic of Yarnia Advent, so it's actually 26 days because she has one for Stevens's Day, which we celebrate on the 26th in Ireland. But it's like 12 or 13 days of yarn and then of other things. It was a very good value Advent. Look, these are little earrings. Can you see? Oh my goodness. They are so cute. And I love the earring card they're on. I'll definitely use it for crafting. And then there's one of those little stress balls. It's a little reindeer. Oh, the sun's coming out even more. Hold on. There it is. And it's so squishy. Oh, I love it. So today for the 23rd, we have a fact. And let's see. Tomorrow is yarn. The next 3 days is yarn, actually. A Wassail. Okay, I will do a condensed version. Hold on. Okay, so this is fun. So it's about Wassail. And it's an old English word borrowed from an old Norse greeting, which I'm not going to try to say that. But in Old English, Wassail means be in good health, and it became a Yuletide greeting. And of course, there was festivities, and involved into a festivity with drinking and carousing, probably merriment, and it became a toast. So it also is the name of a hot drink, a hot spicy drink with cider and cinnamon and all this sort of things, baked apples and sugar. And of course there's the Christmas carol, Here We Go A-Sailing, or Here We Come A-Sailing. And an Old English greeting you can use this holiday season as you wassail is, okay, you ready? Hal Westu. Hal Westu, which means be in good health. So Hal Westu.
Hello, I'm just doing a little short bit that Susan asked me to do, talking about the other night. And but if anyone's interested, that's a Port Colborne tall ships cap I had from decades ago, Port Colborne, Ontario. Yeah, the other night we had a bit of an adventure. I had a big storm. I'd fallen asleep, but something in the night woke me up. must have been a boom. And Merlin said he heard a big bang. And so I realized the power was out and it was raining and blowing. So luckily I could just phone the electricity company with my phone and lie in bed on hold, waiting and waiting and waiting and wondering, do I make coffee in the morning on the wood stove, or do we get in the car and go into town and find some coffee? But anyway, got on to the electricity representative, and very chatty, middle of the night, and she was saying, oh, are you near Rouen where they had this big explosion? It was electricity hit a power transformer, and heard it all over the place. It woke us up. We're about 12 miles away. That's what, 18 kilometers? So it must have been a pretty big boom. And a church steeple spire went on fire and it collapsed. So anyway, it was a bit of a drama for County Clare, and it was kind of fun. But yeah, the power came back on and had my coffee, so all was well.
So I had a question about snow in Ireland, like how much snow do we get? And while I'm talking about that, I'll just play this little clip. It's from a few years back, us driving around in our area, and you see what we get much more often is like a frost or a heavy frost, because the humidity is so high, particularly we're in the west of Ireland. We're not super far from the sea, which keeps our temperatures fairly warm. And so like we don't often get, well, like we never get deep snow in our area where we are. Now we are up in the hills, but we're not like super high. So I think the most snow that we've gotten in recent years was maybe about 6 or 8 inches when the beast from the east came through from Russia. That storm system, I think that was 2018, was it? And yeah, that brought a fair bit of snow, all right. We usually get snow a couple times in the winter, but it might only be, you know, an inch, 2-3 inches, which might seem counterintuitive because Ireland is very far north. So in our area, we're nearly at the 53rd parallel, which is like the same parallel, I think, as Edmonton Calgary, oh, somewhere in Canada. Some city in Canada. So if you, and I'm using a North American thing because I know most of my viewers are located in North America. So yeah, we're really quite north, but because we're so close to the sea, the Gulf Stream also hits us. Long may it continue, because it keeps our temperatures fairly steady and mild, very mild for as far north as we are. But we do always, like if it goes below freezing, we always get frost, which because I've lived in Ireland for 30 years, I thought that was just a thing. I didn't realize that it could go below freezing and you don't get a frost, but it's because our humidity level is so high all year round. Like it's usually between 90 and 70%. And so sometimes there's the really beautiful, quite heavy frost. That's not an ice storm, but it's just the frost, and it will look like snow. I just love that. And it's great too because it locks up a lot of that moisture, so it doesn't feel as cold in your bones, and it's just not as damp because the moisture is frozen. So yeah, I do love winter. I miss snow. Like I would be happy for snow, more snow. But yeah, I would love like a month or 6 weeks of snowy winter, and then that could be it, and then it could be spring. But anyway, so this is just us driving around our area, and you can see some of the beautiful heavy frost. Yeah, that is always occurs. Once it's freezing, everything frosts. Like, for example, here where I am in Virginia, in southeastern Virginia, apparently, according to my weather apps, it is below freezing out, but I have my bedroom window open because I run hot. The humidity is 57%, which feels super dry to me because I'm used to Ireland. There's no frost on the ground anywhere. It's just very different. So you don't feel, well, I suppose when you are always living here, it feels colder because it's just what you're used to, because you're used to warm temperatures. But to me, I run super hot here. And like today when we go out to Michael's,
I'm probably going to have to wear like a tank top because I find the shop so hot. But anyway, so yeah, I'll stop talking now and you can just have a wee look at the scenery. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Happy Christmas Eve, Eve.